Namaste. Okay guys, I told you I was going to be right back for the second part of this reading. This reading is on Shana Dimambro. Her name is very hard to say. Dimambro, 45 years old, missing from Spring Branch, Texas, from an RV park where she resided with her husband. I highly suggest that you go back and watch the video I just did for part 1. I will put a link to that reading in my description. I'm just going to go forward with my questions. I had asked several questions and I'm just going to go forward with my reading now. I just didn't want it to be too long. Please excuse the talking in the background. That is my neighbors. Hold on one moment. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I just wanted to wait for my neighbors to get in their car and leave so that I wasn't disrupting this reading. Okay, I had to switch my candle out, you guys, because my other candle burned out on me, so it's a different candle. That's okay. Alright, so I'm just going to pick up where I left off. Sorry about all the interruptions. I left up the card for Archangel Michael, who is the Archangel who has been designated to watch over this reading. And I left up the original Oracle card, which was the overall energy of the reading that I asked for at the very beginning, which was the Soulmates card. And if you want my intuitive take on what that card means as far as the overall energy, please go back and watch part 2, and it will explain that at the very beginning. Now, I don't do timestamps on my videos. I've never done that before, and I'm not sure how. I may go back and do them later and put it down in my comments, if that helps anybody out there. Also, I've put my little stands up here so that it's easier for you guys to see the cards, hopefully. I don't know. I'm having a hard time with my angle here at my table. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and go back into the questions. The question I left off at. Okay. Did Shana have a troubled past or an enemy from her past that would possibly come and take her? Or when she moved to Texas, was she running from something that possibly caught back up with her? Did Shana have some kind of strings attached to her past that came back to haunt her? Did Shana have a troubled past or an enemy from her past? Did Shana have a troubled past? Oh. Okay, we got the Ace of Discs. So that's the Ace of Pentacles. Now, we got the Ace of Pentacles in the first reading, relating to a new job, a raise, a promotion, investment, new income. So maybe someone offered her an out. Maybe somebody from her past that she had worked with. Maybe somebody offered her a job. Was Shana offered a job? Oops. Was Shana offered a job? Was Shana offered a job or a new opportunity? Was Shana offered a new opportunity from someone? I feel like that new opportunity was offered to her, and that's why she moved to Texas. Let's see. Okay, we got pleasure. So we got Six of Cups. Six of Cups is about nostalgia, looking back into your past, innocent reunions. So maybe she did have someone who was offering to help her out. Then we've got the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is secrets, mystery, somebody with intuition. I feel like she was intuitive. I was speaking with Mystic Brady, Katrina. If you don't know who I'm talking about, Katrina is Mystic Brady. Her channel is Mystic Brady. Her and I work together on a lot of cases, and we've been talking together about this case. We've had a long conversation about this case, bouncing ideas off of each other. And I told Katrina, I feel like Shana was intuitive. Now, one thing that stood out to me was that in the interview for the news that the husband did, he mentioned that she was going through a spiritual warfare, which was a very odd thing for him to just say. Aside from him saying that she had sad eyes and that she had some darkness in her thoughts, he said that she was going through a spiritual warfare. And my feeling is that she was a very intuitive person, but she was definitely lied to. She was definitely targeted and lied to, and told that she was, going to receive a life of abundance and happiness and everything, all a wish fulfillment was going to come, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen. So she ends up, finding herself in a state of reflection, in a state of, questioning her own intuition. Okay, that really didn't answer that question, did it? Let me try the other deck here. I mean, it kind of did, because the Ace of Pentacles is about a new job, a raise, an investment, some kind of an opportunity. And then the Six of Cups is nostalgia, looking back, or receiving help. The Six of Cups is also about receiving help. Maybe she intuitively was receiving help from her spirit guides. I believe that's what it is. That's what's coming through to me right now in my intuition, is that she was receiving help from her spirit guides. They were trying to steer her in some kind of a direction by either making her think back on something she used to do, like a job or a circle of friends, or something. And yeah, that's my take on it. Her spirit guides were, that's who was causing her to feel nostalgia. She was very intuitive. I believe she was very intuitive. Did she have a past, or a troubled past, or an enemy? I don't believe she did. That is exactly the case. I think she may have had some problems with maybe some addiction, or some problems with maybe she had an alcohol problem with alcohol, or some kind of addiction. But intuitively, I feel like, as far as the enemy goes, I feel like her spirit guides were, yeah, she did have a troubled past. She had some kind of an opportunity that she kind of left. She went against her intuition. She was kind of her own enemy. So yeah, the answer to that is yes. She was her own enemy. Because she left behind a life for something she really believed in would bring her wish fulfillment. And she was not listening to her intuition. So she became her own enemy. That's what I get off of that. She had a bit of a troubled past. I feel like there was some addiction. Some issues with some addiction maybe. And some bad relationships. Yep. I just heard Spirit say bad relationships. Okay, so she had some problems with bad relationships that she over medicated herself because of that. And I feel like it numbed her intuition, so she made a poor choice by moving to Texas. So yes, in a roundabout way, that answer was yes. Okay, now I'm going to ask, just kind of works up the energy when I just kind of shuffle. How was her marriage? How was Shana's marriage? Oh, wow. Okay. We got the King of Swords. King of Swords is a leader. He is a man of strategy, structure, routine, a power, authority, strength. He has manners. He's a good conversationalist. He's detached. He's kind of cool-hearted. He could be a man of integrity, of ethics, morals, very clinical, very stern. So I believe that shows her marriage she was married to somebody like that. She was married to somebody who was very structured, very solid in his routine. I believe that he was intelligent, very he was in his power in that marriage. Absolutely in his power in that marriage. Okay, so how was the relationship? How was the marriage? Ask you. I know I just asked that question. How was the marriage? Okay. So we got friendship. We got 3 of Cups, which represents friendship. Celebrations, parties, socializing, gatherings, indulgence, festivals. Okay, so that's like so maybe it started out as a friendship. The marriage started out as they were just friends. Wow, okay. Then we've got the Death card. The Death card can literally mean death. This is a card of no, like it was not a good marriage. This is a card of spiritual transformation, new beginnings, letting go, endings, change, transition, sudden or unexpected upheaval, endings, or a release. So there was the man in power. She considered a friend, but there was an ending to that friendship. Wow. Okay. Then we've got the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is about an ongoing battle. It is about fatigue. It's about being drained of your energy. It's about being like nearly there, but never quite getting there. Being close to success. It's about persistence. And learning to gather your strength. I believe that there was a plan in effect. She shows me that there was she actually had kind of like an escape plan beginning in her head, the beginnings of it. We then get the Four of Wands, which is a card of community, happy families, reunion. I believe that she was planning to leave and go home in a way. I believe that that was part of the beginning of her plan. There was some kind of she shows me being offered an opportunity back home. She left that opportunity because she thought that she was going to be moving to something better, that this person offered her something better, and he was a smooth talker, he was intelligent, very authoritative, and he struck up with her a friendship. This friendship, once she got there, it lasted a little while, but then there was a death. There was an ending to that friendship. The ending was due to ongoing battles. They fought a lot. There was a lot of fighting. And I believe that she actually was thinking about going home. So that's how their marriage was. That's how I take that as far as how their marriage was. Let's grab a confirmation card on the energy surrounding the marriage. Just the overall energy surrounding the marriage between Shana and Chris. Now, they had 2 different last names, which I thought was odd. But they had 2 different last names. Okay. We got 2. So, the first one is come to the edge. So, yes, I feel like she was on the edge, on the verge of ending that life. She was getting ready to leave. She was getting ready to leave him. She was getting ready to leave him, and it was the time. The time was here and now. I believe that she had been brewing up a plan. She had something in her mind, and she was brewing up a plan. She had reached out to somebody. Somebody at some point she had reached out and was brewing up a plan, and it had now come the time to fulfill that plan. That was the overall energy. The overall energy is she was on the edge of leaving this marriage. She was getting ready to do it. Do you see the door? She's going out that door. See, there's a sign here that says past and a sign here that says future. And she's sitting in between, and the door is opening. So she's contemplating, do I do it now? She was on the edge of making that decision. But there was a plan being brewed in the background that she shows me. Okay, so there's that. Okay, the next question. Okay, so her husband Chris said that she got up that morning and she started making him coffee, and she asked him if he wanted iced coffee. And he said, yes, iced coffee would be fine. And then from there, he jumps to the fact that when he got in his car to leave, it was 7:13 a.m. And that was the last time he saw her. So I want to know. I already kind of know, but I'm going to ask the cards. Did Shana get up that morning and make coffee? Did she get up that morning and make coffee? Okay, I'm being told to grab the other deck. This one. My goodness. Okay. Okay, did Shana get up that morning and make coffee? Did Shana get up that morning and make coffee? Did Shana get up that morning and make coffee for Chris as he was getting ready to leave for work? Shana get up that morning and make coffee. Shana get up that morning and make coffee. Okay, I got, what is this? 3. Okay, so this is, okay, 3 of Pentacles. Very hard to see that, I guess. Those are the Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles. So 3 of Pentacles is a card of teamwork, collaboration. It is apprenticeship, growing, hard work, commitment, building on success, collaboration, determination, goals, dedication, quality. Okay. Teamwork. So maybe she got up and made coffee. Maybe. Did Chris see Shana that morning? Did Chris get up and talk to Shana that morning? Did Chris get up and talk to Shana that morning? Did Chris get up and talk to Shana that morning? Oops, it flipped. Ooh, I got no. Oh, wow. Okay. I got 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords. Wow. Okay. 8 of Swords is about feeling trapped, restricted, backing into a corner, having your hands tied, being bound and tied, being paralyzed by fear, being victimized, feeling pressured, hopeless. Maybe she was forced to get up and make coffee. Maybe she was made to do it. Wow. Okay. Wow. All right. I'm just going to move on from there. Because I want to know, did Chris come home? Did Chris come home for lunch? And I'm going to use this deck first. Okay. Did Chris come home? Wow, that popped right out. Oop. And went under the table really far. Ugh. Sorry. Goodness. Okay. Okay, and we got the 4 of Swords in reverse. Okay, the 4 of Swords generally means retreat, rest, renewal, solitude, recovery. So we got that in reverse. In this tarot, the 4 of Swords means truce, but it's upside down, so that's reversed for truce. I believe there was a fight that ensued. I feel like maybe he forced her to get up and make his coffee. Maybe there was a fight over the coffee. Although I don't intuitively feel that at all. I'm just trying to understand the cards. There was a fight. There was a fight. I feel like there was a fight that took place. There was an argument. There was some kind of an argument that took place. Was there an argument that took place the morning that Chris got up for work? Was there an argument that took place the morning Chris got up for work? I asked if he saw her and I got isolation. That's a big fat no for me. Was there a fight that took place? I keep dropping my cards, dang it. Okay. Oh, wow. I got the Devil. Depression, mental health issues, sorcery, bondage, powerlessness, hopelessness, abuse, violence, all of those things. And I asked if a fight took place. Wow. And then I got the 2 of Wands, which is the card of choice. 2 pathways, decisions, options, planning. There was a fight that took place that required a decision to be made, a choice to be made. There was a choice made that morning as a result of this fight that took place. That's what I take out of that. Did something happen to Shana at home that morning? Whoa. Whoa. Okay. I got the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is leaving a legacy, retirement, unexpected financial windfall, a lump sum, will, deeds, trusts, inheritance, solid foundations, inherit issues, ancestry. Did something happen to her? This is a yes card. Yeah, that 10 of Pentacles is a yes card. And then I got Queen of Pentacles, which is also a yes card. This is a mature, grounded female. This is like a businesswoman, generous, loyal. She is usually financially independent, wealthy. I wonder if she asked about getting a job. I wonder if the fight was over her being offered a job. It feels like there is an argument that took place over her getting a job, and then I get the Seven of Cups, which is a no card, loss of options, loss of or no choices, multiple possibilities, opportunities, picking and choosing, decisions, procrastination, dreaming, fantasy, illusions. I think that she was really trying to culminate abundance for herself in the way of a better life, of something to do, of a job, of some independence, some freedom, something of her own. And she had that was in her dreams. That was I think that she asked if she could start a job, and I think that this caused an argument. I think it caused a fight. They were fighting over whether or not okay, so let me ask, was there a fight over Shana getting a job? Was there a fight over Shana getting a job? Was there a fight over Shana getting a job? Works. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay, so in tarot, this is the job card. Or in this tarot, this is the job card. This is a building where you work. This is being built. They're building a building. They're trying to work. They're working on building success. This is Three of Pentacles, teamwork, collaboration, skill, craftsmanship. So yes, this is a yes for me. Yes, she was trying to get a job. She was trying to go to work. And she had something in the works. She had some kind of a plan taking place. And she was confronted, or she went to him and asked if she could do this job, or to tell him that she got this job, or that this was in the works. And it was a no-go. He was not having it. So let me ask. So did Chris get angry about a possible job? Did Chris get angry about Shana possibly getting a job? Did Chris get angry about Shana possibly starting work or getting a job of some sort? Oh. Wow, I keep getting 3 cards in a row. Okay, the first card I got is the card of poverty. The 5 of coin, or the 5 of pentacles, sorry, same thing, 5 of coins. Ill health, poverty, worry, isolation, financial loss. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a yes for me. The card of poverty. He did not want her to have a job. He did not want her to have independence. He did not want her to prosper. And then I get the Fool, innocence, freedom. He did not want her to have the freedom. He did not want her to experience any adventure or new beginnings, because the Fool is also a card of new beginnings. He did not want the new beginnings to happen. Then I get the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is a mature, grounded individual, kind of successful, makes his own wealth. He's a businessman. He is not really a risk taker. He is about building his empire. He achieves a high status. Yeah, he's a provider. So he didn't feel like he wanted to be the provider. He did not want her working. He did not want her working. And I feel like there was a possibility that she tried to come to him and say, hey, look, I have this job opportunity, or I have this, this job I want to pursue. And he was not having it. So yeah, I believe yeah, I believe. Okay, let's move on. I did ask if he had come home at lunchtime. I didn't get an answer for that. So I'm just going to go past that. I'm going to ask, did anyone see or hear Or was, did anyone see her? Or was there someone like watching her, like from afar? Was she like being stalked? Was there anyone stalking her or trying to see or watching her movements? I got 7 of coins, which is 7 of pentacles. Patience, hard work, delayed success, waiting. Things coming to fruition. Results, manifestation of ideas or goals. I don't know. Then I got, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I got 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles is a new job. 8 of Pentacles is mastering your craft, employment. Wow. And then I got Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is nurturing. She's the mature, emotional female. She's the most feminine of all the queens. She's loving and warm and very sensitive. Can be intuitive. She's faithful, but she's also easily wounded. She very much can be psychic. I very much feel like she had some strong intuition. I really do feel that. But I don't feel like she was being watched by anyone other than him. I feel like he was the one watching her. He didn't like her plans she had in effect. That's just what I'm kind of getting out of that. I don't feel like she was being watched by anyone, no. Other than him, her husband, Chris. Okay, I'm going to ask, who is involved in the disappearance, other than Shana, who is involved in her disappearance? Who helped Shana disappear? Woo! Dang, that came flying out. Oh, wow. We got the Hermit. Wow. I feel like he wanted to hermit her. He wanted to keep her there alone. He wanted to keep her at home. He wanted to keep her not working. He wanted her to not to have any friends. And at the same time, I feel like she kind of went inside of herself. At the same time, she hermited herself because she didn't have a choice. She was very hermited. Why that doesn't answer my question about who was involved. What I see in this card is somebody who is watching. Someone who is watching. The person who hermited her is who is involved in this situation. The one who created a hermit out of her. That's the one who's involved in this situation. Was Shana purposely isolated by her husband? Was Shana purposely isolated from the world? Was Shana purposely isolated from the world? Was Shana purposely isolated from the world? And I get the Ace of Pentacles. That is a big fat yes. The Ace of Pentacles is a yes. Yes, she was being isolated. She was absolutely being isolated by her husband. Wow. That is as clear as can be. I'm going to do a confirmation with the Oracle on that one. Okay. What is the energy surrounding whether or not Shana was being isolated in her life? Was she being isolated purposefully in her life? Volatility! Are you kidding me? Wow. Yes. Volatility. There was a lot. I feel there was a lot of volatility in that marriage. There was a lot of volatility in that marriage. I feel like she was ruled with an iron thumb. I picked that up. Huge, you guys. Huge. All right, I gotta ask. Did Shana's husband make her disappear? 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 Oh, dang! The energy has me shaking. The Lovers. Are you kidding me? The Lovers. The answer is yes. It was her husband. He's guilty. It was her husband. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Okay. So now I'm going to tell you guys my intuitive take. I'm being told to grab my cords. Okay. I'm asking my spirit guides to come in right now. Please place into my mind the pictures of what happened to Shana at the moment of her disappearance when her tower came down. I'm asking my spirit guides to please bring these images into my mind. Please show me. Only high vibrational, loving beings of the light are allowed to put these pictures into my mind so they're clear, precise, and correct. Please show me what happened to Shana the moment she disappeared. I'm seeing her sitting at a table. She's on her phone. She's in there alone. She's on her phone, looking through her phone. I see her husband come in. The door slams open. And he stomps up a couple of steps into the place. She sits up in her seat and shuts her phone off. He's yelling at her. The place is immaculate, but he's saying that it's a pigsty. There's a basket of laundry on a couch seat. He's slamming cupboards, yelling. He goes into a back room. She puts her phone underneath of a book or something on the table. It's dark outside. It's dark. He leaves the door hanging open. It's dark outside. She goes over and shuts the door. It's like he's looking for something. She keeps looking back at her phone, at the table where her phone is. It's like under a magazine or something. He's just yelling at her. He's like changing his clothes while he's yelling at her. Looks like she's trying to make dinner, or I see her like trying to cook or fiddling with the knobs on the stove. He's really mad over something. Dinner was supposed to be done when he got home, but there's something wrong with the... She's trying to tell him there's something wrong with the stove. Oh, yeah. He hits her. She just showed me that there's bruises all over her. Old ones and new ones. And she's got like a fat lip. She shows me herself screaming. Not yelling back, but screaming, fearful screaming, and he puts his hand over her mouth. He's got big hands and they cover like her whole face over her mouth and her nose. He's got his other hand on the back of her head. He's squeezing her so tight that he's shaking. I see her fall to the floor. Wow. He picks her up by her hair and her arm and puts her on the couch. She shows me her spirit flying, going out the door, leaving her body. And she's right outside the door looking in. Somehow the door got back opened. Because she closed it. But she's just right outside the door looking in at her body, watching him. Wow. She just keeps telling me I should have listened to my gut. I should have listened to my gut. When I see her on the couch, she doesn't have any flip-flops on her feet. I just see a long t-shirt. She just showed me all of her, like, makeup in the garbage. I don't know why she showed me that. She shows me, like, all of her stuff in boxes. Like, stuff in boxes. I don't know why. Okay, so she's telling me she should have listened to her gut. She should have left. She should have left when she had the chance. I think oh, okay. I just got this flash of her phone ringing and him answering it, and she went out the door. Whatever. Oh, wow. So when her phone rang, he went and answered it. And when he answered it, she went out the door. That's how the door got back open, okay? Sorry. Oop, I just about knocked you guys over. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop there. I do not like that energy. It's awful. I have a intuitive take on what happened that I will share. I may come back and do another reading on this. I'm not sure. In fact, I will come back and do another reading. I'll do another reading where I'm going to focus more specifically on exactly what he did with her. Everything that I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only. Do your own due diligence, do your own research. It just comes from my intuition, what I read off the cards. But I believe that this woman was in a very volatile relationship. I believe she was kind of tricked into this relationship, thinking that she was going to escape some hardship that she kind of cycled through in her past. I believe that she was an intuitive individual, but I believe that maybe she hampered her intuition with some alcohol use, maybe overindulgence or addiction. And I believe that she thought maybe all the answers would come from this new beginning, and was offered, absolutely wish fulfillment. And then when she got there, she realized that it wasn't what it was meant to be. There was some ongoing battles. I believe it was a very rocky marriage. He was a very controlling individual. I think she may have been planning on, I think she felt very, very depressed and bound and tied to the situation, but I think she had a plan, and I think that plan began with getting a job and maybe getting some space from him, or being able to save up money to then leave the situation. I think somebody regarding that job called her, and I don't think she expected him to come home when he did. I think he was mad because when he came home, dinner was not ready, although he came home early. I think he was mad and he was ranting and raving about it when the phone call came in. She knew that she was in trouble. Ooh, I've got goosebumps all over my body. Woo! Woo! She knew she was in trouble. She ran out that door. Oh my gosh, I've got the biggest goosebumps. Wow! Ah! Okay, so, there was a fight that ensued, I believe, regarding that phone call. And things went way too far. I see her actually leaving her body. Even in spirit, she was afraid of this man and flew out the door and watched from outside. Yeah. Yeah. In my opinion, it was the husband. All right, guys, I'll come back and do another reading on this. I'll do a part 3 to see if I can go deeper into exactly what happened and where she is. This is heavy energy, so I'm going to have to do this in different parts. But thank you for watching. Namaste, you guys.